So thank you so much, everybody, to join us in this amazing webinar about Sardinia. We are here with a group of panelists that are really the specialists for you to give full suggestion about this amazing region. I'm going through the next slide so you can see exactly whom I'm talking about. So we have Italy My Way, DMC. They are really special for Sardinia. And you know why? Because Nadia has been living in Sardinia for 5 years. So she knows really the local lifestyle. Amedeo working as well in Italy My Way and designing special itinerary in the region and also everywhere in Italy. Then Sonia working with me in Cloud of the Rain sales representative. We then have Camilla, sales manager and family owner of Subulogone Experience Hotel located in the inland of Sardinia in the special blue zone. And Paola Mancini, the general manager of the amazing boutique hotel Lea Bianca Luxury Resort located in the north, only 10 minutes from the famous Costa Smeralda. So there we are ready to go and happy to give the control of the screen to Nadia that will start to go through and tell you secrets about this amazing hidden gem called Sardinia, which is not really a region, it is really a continent itself. Nadia, welcome.
Hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Nadia, owner together with Amedeo of Italy My Way, a destination management company, experiential DMC, very proud of having lived a long time in Sardinia and tell you a little, let's say, presentation because Sardinia is a very special land, as Claudia said. And you can see already from this slide the marvelous, amazing beauty of this island. Sardinia is the second biggest island of the Mediterranean and is really rich and full of ancient history. One of the things that I can tell you is that when you arrive in that land, you can already perceive the perfumes of this land, really thinking of being in a paradise. You are in a paradise. Did you give me the flow with the slides, Claudia?
Yes.
Yeah, because I cannot move the presentation this time. But here we are. So let me give you a few information about this country because I think it is important for you, first of all, to see the pristine seas and the stunning beaches, which are a very peculiar characteristic of this island, maybe among the most beautiful beaches of the world. I know them very well, and believe me, you will be stunned and amazed. Natural and wild landscapes with wonderful scents of helichrysum, juniper, and salt. So this is very, very unique. A little overview about the islands, which for practicality, we have divided into a few areas: north area, central Sardinia, and south of Sardinia. What I can tell to you is that this part of Sardinia is the one that is commonly denominated in this part. If you see how I move, Costa Smeralda, Emerald Coast, which is the maybe most famous part of Sardinia with the most, let's say, important hotels of the country, including our Lea Bianca. Then we have this beautiful island, La Maddalena, which is a real jewel. We have the little island of Lasinara, the central Sardinia, where our beautiful Hotel Sugugolone is based, and the south of Sardinia. This is very important for you to recognize. I will enter into the details later. Let me tell you a bit, very, very short history about the Sardinia. First of all, the first civilization started with the Nuragic civilization almost 2,000 years before Christ. Then there were the Phoenicians, the Carthaginians, the Roman civilization, which left a lot of their fingerprints. Then we arrived to the Italian continent, let's say, the Italian realm, in the 1800 when it was unified with Italy, and Italy became only one land with the two islands. So here you have a practical map of how Sardinia is divided with the transportations. Very important for you to know. Three main airports. Most important one is Cagliari in the south, Olbia and Alghero. These three airports are connected with the main airlines, and they connect Europe and international through the main capitals of Europe. And Italy, let's say, which I say Italy because many of the Sardinian people address it to the mainland like the continent, because they really feel very proud about this island. So this is a wide variety of connections. There are roads, very important roads, little highways. All the roads can be driven by car, very easy, not much traffic at all, considered that it can be, let's say, a land which is pretty big, because it's the second island of Italy after Sicily. So it is important that you know that for you, I forgot to say, which is not least, we have ports, very important ports, both in Olbia, both in Cagliari, and in the north, that connect with the mainland with big ferries, big boats, so you can take over also your car if you rent a car from Rome or other places, because Civitavecchia is the main port, but also Livorno is an important port which is connected with the mainland. So let's consider the benefits of renting a car, which is let's say, especially for long stays, this is the most advisable situation, because this is a very free experience to go all around the island, following, of course, an itinerary, because there are so many places to visit, and having a car with driver, which is more stress-free and luxurious experience. What else shall I say to you about this? We have divided the seasonality to let you understand the temperatures. The temperatures are mild from April to June. Let's say that to start having a bath or bathing in the sea, you should start approximately at the end of May, beginning of June, depending on temperature. We never promise about the weather, as you know. We cannot predict it precisely, but this is as it goes. Of course, summer, the real summer is July, August, but September, October, we cannot consider sometimes any more autumn. It is still summer because season has moved. So all these months are very, very good to go to Sardinia. So let's analyze the north of Sardinia, then the center, and then the south. Maybe, Claudia, we can suggest them about the stay of our guests, the length, how we can
Yes, yes,
let's say,
yes.
advise our travel advisors.
Exactly. In fact, when talking with Nadia and Sonia as well, we are always receiving plenty of questions from travel advisors. So one of the main question is, yes, rent a car or car with driver. Another question is, how many days shall we suggest to stay in Sardinia? So here there is again a word opening. Could be a short stay, could be a longer stay, and depending on the time, of course, you can choose the north and the inland, the whole region. What do you think, Nadia? What do you suggest, Nadia?
So I would say this depends a lot on the focus of the trip. I explain myself better. Let's say that now many people take Sardinia as a, um, a length of the trip after having been in Rome, Tuscany, Amalfi Coast, or other regions, and then they finish their trip with 4 or 5 days. Otherwise, let's say that if we want to stay a little bit quieter, really quiet and relaxed, we can consider 7 days. However, consider only 1, 2 of the parts of Sardinia, like the north and the center. If we want to have a complete trip, we have to consider 3, let's say 2 weeks at least, because as I mentioned, there are roads everywhere, but the distances are pretty big. We speak from, let's say, the north to the south, more than 5 hours drive. So you cannot take trips, for example, from the north of Sardinia to Cagliari in a day. It doesn't really work. So this is very important for you to advise your guests, your clients, that Sardinia trips have to be planned very carefully. So this is, as I mentioned, very important. One word about coming back to the history. Don't think of Sardinia only and exclusively about the sea. Sardinia, with his full history, is full of, for example, nuraghi, which are the typical, and I'll show you the slide with the typical configuration of what they are. There are Roman remains, but especially there are places you cannot neglect. I mean, here we are in the north. Here to the northeast, we have this area. This is the Emerald Coast. You would arrive in Olbia, and here we have all the main places of the Emerald Coast, but we have also La Maddalena Island, which is very important, at least to me. I have to say I am Sardinia sick. Many of you are Africa sick. Believe me, when you have been once in depth in Sardinia, you will be really Sardinia sick, because this area is so preserved. There are so many preserved areas that you cannot imagine. Here, for example, also the Asinara Island is an island you reach with a ferry, exactly like the Maddalena, and you have turtles, you have dolphins, you have really the most incredible, the white donkey. So you can go around an island and thinking you are in a wonderful, wonderful paradise. Here you can see in the north very many cultural experiences, including the markets. Here you have the San Pantaleo market, which is very, very famous, or cities like Alghero, Bosa, Castelsardo. These are all beautiful, colorful cities on the west coast that you have to visit, together with the cultural experiences that we can suggest to you. Of course, what cannot miss? Of course, the food, as you can see here, food is something very special in Sardinia, starting with the little roasted pig called the procedu, or the other meat or fish, and the special stuffed pasta similar to ravioli, which is actually culurgiones, that are made filled with potatoes, pecorino cheese, and mint. The special breads, unbelievable how they do. They are really artistic designs. They are amazing to really to see and to be made. Food and wine are experiences that we can provide. The wines, we have Cannonau, which is a red wine, and also Vermentino di Gallura from Gallura, which is a crisp, aromatic white wine. Then another very important thing is the Mirto. Mirto is myrtle liquor and is a kind of grappa, and it is special because they take the little myrtle seeds and they proceed with this liquor. Now, this is also the focus of the north, together with what I said before, sea. Sea life experiences are something unforgettable. Consider that there are caves that are marvelous to be reached by little boats or with rubber boats. There are places to visit uncontaminated. You see these little rocks. Between these rocks, there are the so-called piscinas, which are really small swimming pools. You can jump out of the boat and go down. Let's go down to Central Sardinia. Central Sardinia is an amazing, amazing place because we have unique festivals, we have folklore, we have nature. And what can we do there? We can see the real culture of the country. You see here we have the unbelievable mamutones. The mamutones, they date back in the festivals that they organize with a big length during the year. They are masked, but they have special clothes with the bells. Consider that they carry over 30 kilos of bells. They have villages with these beautiful paintings. They have nature where we can organize beautiful experiences, active experiences with biking, hiking. Here to the right, you see this is a canyon which is the biggest of Europe. It is called Gorau Gorge, and it is the deepest of Europe. It is a real paradise for hikers and climbers. As you can see, and Sugogolone will talk about that, you can do a marvelous experience outdoor. So also here, what can we do? Gastronomy makes really the part of the lion and plays a big role. You can see the flatbread, the so-called carazao or gutiao. The only difference is that it's a flatbread only with flour and yeast. And the difference is that one has got oil and the other not. So local life experience is very, very important with traditions, costumes, goldsmith with filigrane, mosaics. You can do lots, really lots of beautiful activities. Let's go down, last but not least, to the south of Sardinia. The south of Sardinia is marvelous as well. We can divide it into 3 areas. Which you can see here, the east coast with the beautiful beaches of Villa Sibius, Costa Rei, Cagliari with its own remains of the Roman Empire. Here we do have, you see Barumini. Barumini is a preserved UNESCO site with the nuraghi that I mentioned you before. There are nuraghis everywhere in Sardinia. Here, this is the most recognized seat of the nuraghi. And here you have also other places. Here, for example, you have the mosaics of Nora because there are the ancient remains. as well as Sant'Antioco, Carloforte, and other areas over here where you can also try the experiences with the bottarga. You know, the bottarga is the typical wonderful eggs of the mullet that you can see also how they extract. So here to the right, the nuraghi, that is the most important. I forgot to say in the central Sardinia, there is a part called the Blue Zone. The Blue Zone has been studied all over the world because it has the highest concentration of elder people. The youngest is 107 years, and the oldest now is 114. Nobody knows why they live so long, but we know that it is due to the fantastic life that they have, and really the way of natural life with food, with the air. So to go back to the nuraghi, this is a map where the nuraghi are all around. So unbelievable history that is not present elsewhere. So sea life experience also in the south, in different areas, as I said, east, central, west, lesser known, but with a high importance. Last but not least, the local experiences with oil, Mirto, as I mentioned before, how we do it,
Nadia,
ceramics.
as a resume, give
And here
us,
we have a resume of the activities that we have put together.
Nadia, give us 3 top experience, one for the north, one for the central, and one for the south, to give really a tip to the travel advisors.
Okay, so I would say north to me is more like sea life. Center is more culture and traditions. South is more of visiting the nuraghi, visiting the remains, if we have to summarize very, very quickly. But believe me, it's a world of so many worlds into one world, which is totally different, for example, from Sicily. So why should you work with us? Because we give authentic local experiences, access to hidden luxury in Sardinia, but not only, seamless personalized service, deep cultural historical insight, sustainable and exclusive style. So I'm proud of having been lived and going every summer to Sardinia just to discover every year something new for you. If you see these pictures, they speak already for themselves. A few words about the way we work. We analyze together the leads. We analyze together the questions, and we clarify the leads. We put together the budget itemized. We prepare the technical presentation either with PowerPoint or with Travefy and Access. And then it goes with the period of, let's say, confirmation. We accept all credit card, and then when the client comes, we prepare a very clear WhatsApp conversation so that the client can be assisted. I see among you also some friends whom I say hello. And I know it was very quick, but here is the time we have at disposal. There are many things more to say. We are available to answer your questions later.
Right. Okay, Nadia, thank you so much for this amazing presentation. Quick presentation of Sardinia. As mentioned, we can go through a little more deeper to have an overview if somebody of you have specific interest in certain region or in certain specific interests. Now we are going into the accommodation. So as mentioned, we have two hotels. One is Sugologone, which is located in the inland. So Camilla, which is, first of all, the proud family owner of this amazing property, will tell you something about all the secrets of this hidden gem. Camilla, go ahead.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Camilla. I'm the sales manager and generation of the women, the amazing women, actually, because they are my grandma and my mom they are running Sugologone. So today I will virtually take you to the heart of Sardinia that is called Barbagia. As you can see here on the left side of the screen in this map, we are located in the countryside of the island of Sardinia. And here it's a first glimpse of the property that it was actually built 60 years ago by my grandparents in the 1960. They actually decided to build a small restaurant by the spring that it was that it's here on the right side of the screen. That is called Sugologone, and they decided to name the property after the spring. So they built a small restaurant by the spring and the river that it's called Cedrino. There is this river that it goes all around the area of Barbagia and eventually arrives in the beautiful Orosei Gulf. Sorry, I can't. Oh. Okay, where there are the most beautiful wild beaches of Sardinia. It's a must-see when you're coming to the island. And here in the Cala Gonone coast, which is part of the Orosei Gulf, you can find the beautiful Cala Luna, Cala Golorizze, Cala Mariolo, Cala Fuili, that you can actually reach by trekking or hiking or by boat. So it's a must-see place, and also it's a must-do experience. In fact, our main focus are definitely the 50 different experiences that we can organize inside and outside of our property. Obviously, we collaborate with Nadia and Amedeo from Italy My Way, with the MCs, but also we actually organize our own experiences the guides, for example, that we use for the many excursion the guests can do in the beautiful mountain of Gennargentu. They are our own employees. For example, for the food and wine experiences, the cook that we use to teach the amazing culinary traditions for the side of the island are our cooks, so again, our own employees. And also for the creative experience part, which I will show you in a bit. But first, I wanted to show you one of the most appreciated experience that we organize, which is the lunch with the shepherd. So you can pair this experience with one of the many excursions that we propose. So we actually take your guest to the beautiful house of the shepherd, that it's called Pinnettu in Sardinian language. And there, it's where guests basically, where shepherd lives basically 6 months per year. So it's a very unique experience, and they can try the amazing, very simple, but very good food of this side of Sardinia that is focused more on like meat, cheese, and obviously the type of breads. Then back in the property, here we have the photo of the top part of the property, which is called Le Botteghe. And here it's how I call it my mom's atelier, because she's the hotel manager, of course, but also she's an amazing artist. And here in the top part of the property, inside the art shops, there are 5 rooms, and each one of them is dedicated to a Sardinian art. For example, the one here you can see on the right side below, you can see the embroidery room where guests can actually learn how to make this particular embroidery, but also it's the setting of where we bring to life the furniture that you will find inside the rooms and in the property as well. As this is an actual brand, so guests can actually buy these things, but also they can find them in the rooms that are all very different to one another. Then we have the ceramic class. This is the setup. So there are some guests that are doing a very typical ceramic object, which is the Dea Madre. It's the mother god. And here we have the cooking classes set up with with our amazing cook Franca, that she's making malloreddus, which is in our side of the island is called boccio, and it's basically a gnocchi. Then regarding the food and beverage part, of course, well, the restaurant, it became pretty famous because when they opened in the 1960s, it was the only restaurant in the area. So it became like very iconic. It's a must-visit place. So even if you're not coming to Sugalogone to stay with us, it's definitely worth it to recommend it to your clients, because our menu, it's a very traditional Sardinian menu, and it stayed this way through the many years that we are open, so 60 years. This one is the outdoor area of the restaurant that is where we offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then we have the restaurant of the swimming pool for a more relaxed and a cozy lunch for clients of the hotel. There is also a fish restaurant. And then we have 3 experiential restaurants. They alternate their opening. This one, it's called Orto, and it's the vegetarian restaurant. So here we cook Sardinian dishes, of course, but in the vegetarian version. They are all from the garden. So guests can actually dine inside our very big vegetable garden. And then we have the Nest of Bread, which is a restaurant that it has a wood fire oven, and we are the only resort in Sardinia that we actually have this type of oven where we cook the menu, of course, and when we held also the cooking courses, because this one, it's normally what people have in their house. So here it's kind of like a show cooking, because there are the ladies that they are dressed up with the typical Sardinian costume. They prepare the bread-based food that you can find in the Nest of Bread menu. And then we have Zos Nidos, which is the restaurant dedicated to the Blue Zone. It's our newest opening. And here you can actually find a very particular menu, because they are only very old recipe. So recipe that only my great grandma would know, because they are not very cooked anymore, only like in the houses of these people that, again, they live 100 years old, more than 100 years old. So it's a very unique place that it's in the middle of the nature, and you can dine in this beautiful juniper nest. So the landscape is just amazing. It's very unique. And then we have the Bar Tablao, which is the fancy bar for aperitif. And then here you have also, you can enjoy a beautiful signature cocktail list and amazing Sardinian traditional finger foods with this beautiful view. And then regarding for the rooms, we have 72 rooms and suites. They are all very different to one another. This one, it's a 1-bedroom villa. It's called Art Studio Villa, because this was originally my mom's studio, and then she decided to turn into a room, but she still left a little studio where guests can actually become very creative, because they can paint inside, and also they can enjoy this beautiful private swimming pool. So this is just for 1 room. Then we have some experience suites. This one, it's a whole room. It's one of the country suites. And here there is a bed outside with a beautiful view on the vegetable garden. So guests can actually stargaze from the room, and then they can sleep either inside or outside and have this beautiful terrace with an amazing jacuzzi. Then we have some other rooms that are more Sardinian typical style, like this one, which is a suite dell'arte. And here, well, this with the traditional blue color actually gives a glimpse of the traditional Sardinian houses. And it's important to say that inside every room there are called suite dell'arte, there is an actual collection of art, because the hotel itself is kind of like a museum. So inside there is the collection of art that my mom and my granddad collected through the years. So it's a very iconic location. And lastly, there is the swimming pool, which is filled with the same water from the spring. So it's very refreshing, I would say, for sure. And then obviously we have other facilities that are not shown in this presentation, but like the gym, we have little massage center for treatments, and yeah, and that's it. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Camilla. Now I'm passing the screen to Paola Mancini, GM of Lea Bianca Luxury Resort. Go ahead, Paola. The screen is all yours.
Okay. So nice to meet you all, and thanks for being with us and sharing this short experience of Sardinia and Sardinia properties. I'm the GM of this property since 8 years. I'm running this house, and believe me, every day when I come to the office, I open the window, look at the sea, breathe the air, and I think, what a wonderful place to be. Today, as you can see, the Lea Bianca is a small property. It's nestled between a natural amphitheater with very special view to the sea. It is set in 2 hectares land just in front of the Arcipelago of La Maddalena. Imagine how much space our guests have. I told you it's 31 rooms, so in a property of 2 hectare land, every guest can really find his private place to be. It is a special moment of the day is at sunset. There is a fantastic atmosphere as all the rooms, they all face the sea, and all the property is located with sea view. So at sunset time, this is really a romantic location. So in the evening, guests can enjoy a glass of wine, an aperitif, or go to the beach at the sunset bar and sip there for a romantic sunset aperitif. We are a seasonal hotel. As you know, Sardinia, most of the hotel, they just open between 5 and 7 months a year. We open already in April, so this is a perfect time for an Easter escape. And then we close end of October. From the Olbia International Airport, it takes just 30 minutes to reach our property. So guests can either decide to rent a car, because it's really very easy to drive to our place. And here they will find a wide parking area, which is free of charge. But also, of course, we can organize private transfer service, and then they can rent a car when they are there. Here you see a very nice picture of the evening. So you see all the rooms, they have a private balcony, and they overlook the pool area and the beach. Here, well, the property has 31 sea view rooms, each one with a private balcony. And then we have also 5 villas. Few features 3-bedroom with indoor bathroom, and other villas have only 2-bedroom, an amazing terrace, a large living area. So a perfect solution for families or for guests that really seek for privacy. Here, this is one of our veranda. You feel like being away from everything. So for guests that arrive maybe for a stressful city life, after the second day they stay here, they are really in the Lea Bianca mood and they feel relaxed. The property has 2 a la carte restaurants. So one is located in the main building, and one that we see here with the nice gazebo and the single tables. This is the Lunaria Beach Restaurant. At the Lunaria Beach Restaurant can really gaze to the sea, lulled by the rhythm of the waves, and really admiring spectacular sunset and enjoying a very refined Italian and Mediterranean cuisine. This place is a perfect location for a romantic dinner, and often young romantic men, I have to say, choose this place to propose their fiancé. And how can she say no? I mean, a nice ring, a nice glass of wine, a sunset in this environment, she can only say yes. So the Lunaria Beach restaurant is also a very nice location for a private event like a wedding, as we can see here, or a private party, or also a corporate event. Of course, big events are held in shoulder season because we really wish that our guests enjoy the tranquility of that place. So big events are done in April, May, and in October.
Okay.
Hoppla. Here we see the path that leads to from the garden and then reaches the private beach and the beach restaurant. In fact, in this area of the coast, there are really, as Nadia told you, there are really many options you have to make your customers discover Sardinians' real life from the north to the south. And here at Lea Bianca Hotel, this is very near to all the water activities. And we work side by side with Nadia and Italy My Way to offer an exclusive experience, which is not only beautiful rooms, fantastic cuisine, excellent wines, nice manager, but also an experience of the territory that they will take with them. They will take this experience with them home. And so our goal and my staff's goal is to make every guest's holiday become the most unforgettable one. So we wait for your guests. And you can really trust us. This is a fantastic island and a fantastic place to be.
Thank you, Paola. Thank you, Paola. Thank you so much. And thank you, Camilla and Nadia. What shall I add? I love Sardinia myself. I'm going there every summer, several times. I've been to Sugologone, I don't know how many times. I've been to Lea Bianca several times. I can assure you that, for example, the combination of these two hotels really gives you a great overview of Sardinia. A combination of the beach hotel and Sugologone, it's always a must. Nadia, nothing to say. She's amazing in taking care for each trip, every detail, and to go into special interest, taking care really for, designing trips that are going to become, as Paola said, really memorable. So guests that are not just guests becomes part of the story. So if you have any questions, we are very glad to give you all the answers. Sonia?
Yeah, I would like to read a few questions that I haven't answered in the question and answer section because I guess they might be useful for everybody. So this is for Nadia. Darin Schwarz asked if do you require hotel bookings or can we book hotels separately and use your services to reserve activities, transfers, dining, and so on?
I have to say that in the programs we require, if you have, for example, a week, we require at least one hotel to do the program because planning a program requires a lot of time, and we like to share also the bookings with our partners, which are, of course, also in other areas that we can't cover with you guys, because we can take everything under control and help you guests, because especially in Sardinia people need to be assisted. So this is possibly we require at least one hotel booked through us. It is not so unflexible, but we prefer, let's say.
Okay, so this this is answer the question. That's a question for Camilla. Anna Rachele Natale asked if those 50 experiences are only for hotel guests, or are they also available to clients visiting the area for a day excursion from the coast?
Only for hotel guests.
Exactly. Yes. Only for a quick answer. Very easy.
That's
Yes.
easy. And a few
Absolutely. All of them. We don't offer not even one, just that it's like for everyone.
Perfect.
So
So another question regarding both of the hotel. What is the distance between the two resorts? So between Lea Bianca and Sugologone?
It's about 1.5 hours drive.
Great. That was Stacy asking. And Kathy was asking if you recommend these properties for families.
mine, absolutely yes, 100%, because we can organize many activities for kids and for well, depends of the age, but absolutely yes. So it's a good place for both couples and families. You don't actually realize that it's this big because it's a resort, so it's well spread out on the 11 hectares they were in. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe our property, I would say, is also nice for families, but maybe families with small children, because we don't have a mini club. This is a small property of 31 rooms, but it's perfect for families that have maybe children of 4 or 5 years, or parents that still like to do something with their children. And by the way, the hotel offers interconnecting rooms in all room category. So very comfortable for families, sure.
Perfect. So I guess that answered perfectly the questions.
If-
I believe.
I may add something regarding the family. I have to say that Sardinia is a very, very much family-friendly island, and we can do together with our hotels or separately experiences for kids, like for example, building the castles on the beach, or working with a straw, or of course hands-on with the pasta making or other activities, but really also with the costumes. There is, in fact, in Sardinia, a very strong sense of hospitality. Sardinia people are a little bit different from Sicilians, for example. They are at the beginning a little bit more reserved, let's say, but when they open their heart, they open their homes, and you will never forget them, because the sense of hospitality that they have is unbelievable.
And there is another question that say, is there a lot to do in Sardinia in December? Well,
If they come in December, they could do an event that it's called Cortes Apertas, which mean open courts, literally, and it's held in all the towns that you can find in the area of Barbagia, so basically around where we are. Obviously, we are seasonal, so we cannot host you for December because we open in April as Paola, and we close the first week of November. But this beautiful festival, it gives you a glimpse of basically all the tradition and food and culture of small towns that you can find in Sardinia. I will write the name in the chat so maybe you can have a look in the internet, because it's really well advertised. And they open basically their doors for like 2 or 3 days, depends on in which town it's held. Yeah. But this is something it's a very nice thing to do, and I definitely recommend it.
If I may add, Sardinia is a place where you can find festivals all over the year. Very important also to remember, this is the beginning of May. We have clients going at the beginning of May. There is the famous Sant'Efisio Festival in Cagliari, which is 4 days long, and there is a big procession which goes from Cagliari to Nora, which is the famous Roman seat. So of this kind, there are many others, especially in the center of Sardinia, where you find these mammutones that I showed you that are really typical. You can be engaged also in this village festival. Unbelievable. You cannot believe how these traditions are kept alive in this island.
Great.
The other
And
question?
again, this is a logistic question. Rita asked for clients that would like to take a car ferry from Civitavecchia or from Livorno. How
Yes.
long does it take to arrive in
The
Sardinia?
whole night, 7-8 hours.
So
Yeah.
the shorter one is Civitavecchia to Olbia or to Cagliari. Medium is Livorno, and the longest one is Genova that takes
Exactly.
more or less 12 hours. Livorno is around 9 hours, and Civitavecchia is around 6 hours, 6 to
Yeah.
7 hours.
There are also quicker ones, but you can do it during the night because they have cabins. They're really big boats. So, for example, when I go in June or July, I take the boat with a car, with my dog and family, and no problem. We sleep during the night. In the morning, we are there already.
Stephanie
And
put a question. Is the north have a different vibe than the south? Is one better for families? Nadia?
Well, the vibe is everywhere because it's so different, Sardinia. There is more, let's say, wild nature in the center, but also on the west coast. In the north, there is more vibes related to beaches and special sea activities, sailing, but also, for example, if you from Lea Bianca, which is on northeast, you go up and you visit the little island to the north. It's a vibe. I mean, it's unbelievable because it's all protected areas, and
Yeah. There is
it-
another
question.
questions from Lindsay. Would you recommend Maddalena or Costa Smeralda as a base for clients wanting to see the north?
definitely Costa Smeralda can be the basis to see the north. Because even if you want to go to the west side, it's 2 hours drive maximum. If you want to go to La Maddalena, is just about 1 hour drive to take the ferry. Then the ferry takes 15 minutes to arrive in the island. You can drive all around, or you can go to Caprera, which is the island connected, where you have to stop with the car and then you go to the beaches, because that's a real protected area that you can reach only by bike or unbelievable. Yes, I would say totally yes. There are accommodations everywhere, Mercedes.
Yes, yes. I mean, Sardinia is really an amazing region. You have plenty of things to do from north to south, from west to east. Vibes is amazing. Very good accommodation everywhere. Then it depends on the itinerary. It depends on the interest.
Right.
You know, I'm always, and we were talking also with Nadia the other day, and we were saying how important is to give the right suggestion to travel advisors, to design the right itinerary, to avoid clients being stuck in a car for too many hours. So it's really important, you know, in that each little piece of the itinerary is well designed, you know, to be enjoyable, to enjoy, okay, a little bit of driving, but then the experience, then lunch, then relaxation. So it's something that really needs to be taken care by someone that knows the territory and knows how and what to do in the area, in each areas. Nadia, would you like? We don't have any more questions. I think
I
that
was looking at that. I think we answered to all of them. Of course,
Yeah.
yeah, we
maybe
are going we're going to send you at the end of the webinar, you will receive just a little bit survey. If you could please answer the few points, because it really helps us, you know, to improve the way to organize the webinar, and also to improve the way to suggest you information about Sardinia. As mentioned before, we are here at your disposal. Do not hesitate to ask for any questions, for any doubt, for any request or support. Nadia is 24 hours available.
Okay, I don't sleep.
Never sleep. On the clock. Nadia works on the clock.
7 days a week, of course.
7-11.
No, okay, but generally, okay, I have the habit also to answer emails after dinner, so we are here really at your complete disposal. So do not hesitate to get in touch.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
We're going to
Anytime.
send you the link. We're going to send you the link of the presentation. There is a little question now. If not hiring a car, would you stay in Olbia and Alghero and do tours from there, as well as sometime at the beach stay near Porto Cervo?
I would rather stay at Lea Bianca, which is north of Olbia, and from there you can go to Sugugolone and do the tours all around if you don't want to move too much.
Okay. So I think that we don't have any more questions. Lovely webinar. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for having joined. We're going to send you also information for next webinars coming in, new destination, new ideas, new topics, and we will send you the link of the registration so you can go through again to all the information. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Bye-bye,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.